All right, we are live here again on the investor group page. All right, so this week it's old school, Cheech. It's just me and you.
We haven't done it like this in so long.
It's so much more fun this way.
Yeah.
All right, so this week we're talking about team for investors. It's the number one thing that when a new investor or a seasoned investor is calling to do an interview of somebody on our team, they want to know who is our team, not our team of real estate agents, but our team. Who do we have working in the background to help us through the process and once they own the property? So let's start off by just kind of listing out some of those things. Give me some people that you got.
Well, for, property managers, for one. In fact, I just today is funny because I'm texting back and forth with a client who were selling their house. They bought it with another real estate agent before they knew us. And they live out in California. They came through Bigger Pockets, found us, and want us to sell their house. And their property management is so weak. When the last text that came through was, our property manager sucks. I said, I'll go out to the property, knock on the door myself.
So we got property manager. How about like CPA? You need a CPA. Home inspector. Oh, Sean's joining us. There we go.
Insurance agent.
Yep. Insurance. What
Plumber.
else? Plumber.
All sorts of handyman.
Handyman.
Lawyer.
Absolutely. If you ever have to do an eviction, you need one of those. Sean, when you're getting interviewed by a new investor, they're usually wanting to know about the team that's behind you. And I don't mean our team of real estate agents, but the team of people. What are some of the categories that you run into that they're wanting referrals for?
Contractors, lenders,
Good one.
managers, inspectors.
Okay.
Landscaper, snow removal.
Oh, that's a good one. Landscaper. Yep. Anything else you can think of, Cheech?
Man, I can think of the fact that if there's somebody that they need, we have them.
Yeah. And that's what I want to get at in this video is there is a long list here. So far, we've listed out property manager, CPA, home insurance, or home inspector, insurance, plumber, electrician, handyman, lawyer.
Flooring guys, they're always replacing the flooring,
Flooring, there you go. There's another one.
I mean, there's just so many that the fact is that we network with all these people on a regular basis.
We do. And every week, my meeting is on Wednesday, your meeting's on Fridays, where we sit down with a group of people, other business owners in our area, and we network. We do business with people that we know, like, and trust. So as an out-of-state investor, you don't want your realtor or whoever your boots on the ground are. We use those words a lot, your boots on the ground, because you want a realtor that's going to be out there giving you honest feedback and spending the investor's money like they would spend their own. You don't want to buy a garbage property or something like that. But you're also relying on them to work with the team that they have behind them. And that's all those people that we just listed off, and probably a lot more.
Yeah.
But what we do differently is we're not just randomly Googling who's a contractor here, who's a landscaper here. We meet with them every single week, and there's an accountability factor. Because I know, just like you, when you refer a deal to the landscaper that's in your networking group, the very next week you're asking them about it. How did that go? Making sure that they reached out, making sure they give a fair quote, that they did it in a timely manner. So having that team and understanding who you're working with is so critical.
You made a point of out-of-state investors, and yet it's not just I got a call a little while ago from one of my local clients asking for somebody. I mean, they know to call us because we only give them people we know, like, and trust.
Yeah, you know a guy. You see all those monsters movies. It's
I know a guy.
I know a guy.
Hey.
Well, we know a guy, or we know a girl. I mean, we have a ton of people in our background that are our team. It's not just our group of real estate agents that we depend on, because I tell you what, not only my insurance agents, especially, I knew nothing about how detailed insurance was until I started doing these networking meetings. And the little chunks I learned in their 10-minute presentations every week about insurance is probably the one that I've absorbed the most, is phenomenal. So it almost gives us a little bit more knowledge. It absolutely gives us a lot more knowledge about what it is that we're referring and coaching what to ask for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What are some of the things that you take away from your networking meetings that when you're at the end of the day, you're like, man, I'll never stop doing this, even if I never got another referral?
You know, I get something all the time. And, you know, one thing that we didn't mention here is a CPA. A lot of our
No, we got that one. Yep.
Oh, we did get that. Okay. Yeah, I get something. I walk out of that meeting every day looking for business for them because of what they told me. I mean, financial planner, CPA, insurance, landscaping, plumbing. I've got somebody going out on one of my properties today. So, heating and air.
Property manager is probably the biggest question that I get. I actually had a call last night from an investor from California, and he asked me the question, tell me about your team. And I thought he was asking about the realtors, but he was asking this very question. And he was saying he had already talked to another realtor that did it all. And my response to him was, it's really hard to be a jack of all trades in this industry. To try to be a property manager and find quality properties and only be one agent. Now, if you got a team of 8 people and one of them is specialized in property management, and then your other guys are out there looking for properties, that's different. But I'm talking about that one agent that is trying to get a piece of the entire pie.
Well, you know, we've also been asked for property managers that do it all. In other words, we don't want a property manager that has to refer out to a plumber, refer out to an electrician. We want a property manager that does it all. And yet, actually, the bigger guys have people that they refer it out to. So
Sure.
that doesn't necessarily make them. In fact, I've had a lot of phone calls this morning, and I was on the phone with a property manager who's referring us a transaction, and she goes, I just can't get to everybody in time out there. You know, and so you really want a property manager that has their team. Doesn't mean they work for them necessarily, but has a team of people that they can refer. You want a realtor that has a team that they can refer. It doesn't mean they work for that real estate agent. You don't.
I would take it a step further, that it's not only about that person's knowledge, but it's the geographic territory that you're talking about. Because I get that question all the time. Do you have a property manager? Well, we haven't found a property yet. So I may refer a property manager in Canton is one person, but if you get up into Akron, it might be an entirely different property manager. And then you get up into Cleveland, it's another property manager. So it's important to have those pieces all over the place. I interviewed one on Monday, a property manager that covers this territory that we live in. This afternoon, we have lunch right after this meeting with another property manager. So it's a constant learning experience and trying to find people that you know, like, and trust. That's what it really comes down to at the end of the day. All right, guys, I think that is about it, unless you guys have something else to add. That is really what it comes down to when you look at the team that you're working with. It's having a realtor that you can trust, that's going to be your boots on the ground, find you a good property, but then have a good network behind him. It's like that old Verizon Wireless commercial where one guy's up at front and he's got 1 million people standing behind him. That's what we have here.
That's us.
Yeah. So I appreciate everybody's time today, and we'll do this again next week.
All right, cool.